by. Let's get it on the door open. Action.
Special Agent Hastings, Serial Killers Division. He said this case had some hallmarks, so they called me in.
We've been expecting you. There's a sketch of the suspect and everything in there. Weren't you in counter intel?
That was 05-07.
Right. Yeah, that was a while back. Knock yourself out.
Hey,
Oh.
Chuck.
And don't forget to look upstairs. We found a panic room you might be interested in.
All right. Chuck.
No. There. Action.
White male, 5'9", 170 pounds. Chuck, we got 3 females here. They're all deceased. They're all related. It's a mother and 2 daughters. We're looking for male DNA. That's our prime suspect. If you find any type of forked DNA, especially male DNA, I need to know about that, Chuck. That's what we're looking for. That's who our perpetrator is. I need all this evidence documented. All of this. This pizza box, these blood splatters on the wall, of course. Look at all these blood stains in this carpet. He may have bled a little bit. And if he did, we got him.
Yeah. Go.
See this? It was a blitz attack. Yeah, he finessed his way in here. That's how he got her to lower her guard. Once he was in, he did a blitz attack. She never saw it coming. But she didn't lose consciousness. She brought her hands up to her face to try and stop the bleeding. The girls heard the commotion. They came running down the stairs. That's when Mom began to crawl. She wanted to keep the perpetrator away from her girls, but it was too late. They came downstairs.
Stand by. Action. Action.
There's no signs of forced entry. She didn't know the perpetrator. He finessed his way in. That's what this pizza box is. Once he was inside, she lowered her guard. He blitz attacked her. She never saw it coming, but she didn't lose consciousness. She brought her hands up to her face to try and stop the bleeding. That's when her daughters heard the commotion. They started to come down. She tried to crawl over towards the kitchen to lure him away from her girls. She thought she had a chance. It was too late. That's what he wanted her to think. He was just playing with her. Once the girls came down, he threw them against the wall, knocking them unconscious. Mom slowly crawled towards the kitchen. She wanted to arm herself. Lots of family photos here. Pictures of her girls. Her and her husband. They look like a loving couple. But the spouse is always the first suspect. These are some good family photos. She looks really happy. Especially in this wedding shot. That's her husband. Looks like a brave man. Bullfighter. Spouse is always the first suspect. But we know you were in Afghanistan at the time, so you couldn't have done it. That means there's a serial killer out there somewhere. And I've got to find him. To get to the kitchen, she wanted to arm herself to fend off the attacker. He was just playing with her. She never stood a chance.
Step out of frame.
Fought hard though. She really wanted to save her family.
Now you look back that way. Hey Chuck, we're gonna need to get this laptop turned on and hacked. So I gotta make sure. Yeah, I have to pull focus when it came down low like this. Look at the blood on the washing machine in front of me. In front of me. Body's in front of you. Stand up. Going upstairs.
Chuck, I'm going upstairs. Chuck, you got a lot of work here in the kitchen.
Go ahead and say that line.
Hey Chuck, there's a lot of work for you in the kitchen.
Action.
Doesn't look ritualistic. No secular symbolism. Doesn't look ritualistic. No secular symbolism. Mother's throat was slit. Probably to keep her from warning the others. All three were stabbed in the heart and chest area multiple times.
No. Dialogue.
The perp laid them out in sequential order from largest to smallest, from right to left. Mother's throat was slit, probably to keep her from warning the others. All three were stabbed multiple times in the heart and chest area.
No.
It's not messy. There's uniformity. I'm not ruling out domestic or foreign terrorism.
No, the towel is what he wiped his hands with.
Chuck, you got a lot of work in here. She grabbed a knife to try and fend off her attacker. But it was to no avail. She was overpowered. And he took her.
He used it on her.
Took the knife from her and he used it on her. Used it on the girls too. Probably made her watch. She was bleeding out. laid out in sequential order.
Rolling.
Biggest to smallest, right to left.
Cameras.
No secular symbols. Mother's throat was cut, along with multiple stab wounds to the chest and heart area of all three. It's almost neat, not nearly messy. I'm not ruling out foreign or domestic terrorism. This is execution style.
Camera rolling. And you haven't picked the phone up to you yet after it coming to that rest spot. Action.
No secular symbolism. It's almost kind of neat. Expect this to be a lot more messy. At this point, I'm not ruling out foreign or domestic terrorism. See, she grabbed a knife. She grabbed a knife to try and fend off her attacker. They took it from her, used it on her and her girls. She was probably forced to watch as she bled out with her throat slit.
Oh, well, I wanted to get.
It's not messy. It's almost neat. At this point, I'm not ruling out foreign or domestic terrorism.
Is your phone? I was rolling.
This is too neat. Very organized. At this point, I'm not ruling out foreign or domestic terrorism. This was done execution style.
Action.
This is too neat. It's not ritualistic. I'm not ruling out foreign or domestic terrorism. These people were executed.
Let's go. Okay, back to one. Go ahead and say that line.
Hey Chuck, there's a lot of work for you in the kitchen.
Action. Julie.
Lieutenant in the Green Beret.
Bring it in closer to you. And lower. Right there.
Lieutenant in the Green Berets.
Put it back. Cut.
For official use only. Defensive Language Institute. Foreign Language Center. Curriculum Development. Curriculum Development Division. Iraqi Visual Language Survival Guide.
Hey Johnny, I got that laptop up and hacked. You want to come take a look at this?
I'm glad you called. The Sanchez 3. Well, it's home invasion or terror hit. Am I ever gonna know what this Vic's husband does for us overseas? he is a Green Beret, a linguist, and a chemical bionuclear specialist. No ordinary Joe. I assume he's an operator over in Syria. Yeah, they're active chemical over there. Okay, well, I know you know people. Can you give me some answers? I don't need to know. If you trust him, that's good enough. I already have questions. 1. Where is he now? 2. Has he been compromised? 3. Does he do contract wet work? This whole place is too neat and clean. The cartel would have looted all of this and burned the rest to the ground. This perp had an agenda. This perp had a real objective. Nothing's been touched. Get in, get out. I gotta decide if this is foreign or a domestic terror hit. Only thing is, with the sketch, our only eyewitness says it's a Caucasian male, blonde hair, blue eyes, about 5'8". I'm leaning towards domestic terrorism on this one, boss. Racially motivated and carried out execution style. Unless it's the Russians. The Russians pass for white, and they've got lots of assassins that work with chemical nerve agents. That's for damn sure. Oh, and one last thing. I need all the information you have on the movements of Russian mafia in South Texas. Yeah, most Russian illegals are smuggled in through southern borders.